Before I became a caregiver, I didn't know what was coming and what was around the corner. When my parents both got sick, and then when they came home from the hospital, and suddenly they needed me, I didn't feel ready. I didn't know what I was doing. I remember feeling scared and so tired. There wasn't any place online for me to just rest without somebody talking at me, without somebody telling me what to do next as a caregiver. So I built this now that I've had a few years of experience. I've built this place for caregivers just like you, a place where you can come to rest next to someone who's been there too. I've lived it. I lived it for over 5 years, and I know what it's like to be exhausted and still have to show up the next day. So tonight you rest, I'll build, and you won't have to be doing this alone. If you take care of someone else, a parent, a child, a patient, a client, anyone, pet, I want you to know something. I see you. I'm here for you. It's okay to be tired of being strong, so come sit, get yourself some tea, get a blanket. I'm just going to continue building in my game here, and we'll sit together through this. I'm playing in peaceful mode, so if you know Minecraft, there will be no jump scares, no monsters. We're here just to keep each other company. I'll build, and you rest. Did you get your blankets? Did you get your cup of tea? Take your time, you can pause the video and come back. You can get yourself nice and cozy, tuck in, take a deep breath. You don't have to have it all figured out tonight, you just have to breathe. One of the things that I remember most that surprised me about caregiving was just the amount of brain work needed. All of a sudden, you're in charge of other people, and you're taking care of their schedules, their food, their medical appointments, their medications. And depending on the level of care you have to give them, it could be just as simple as a few appointments here or there to completely taking care of them 24/7. I was in the almost 24/7 variety. That was my level. So as I'm creating this little cozy community, we're not just caregivers, but anybody who's got anything going on in life can come and hang out, rest, just relax with us. There are going to be no tutorials, no loud gamer screaming. I'm just here learning the game. I've only been at it for a little over a month, and my only purpose is just to have something that I can build in the background that's cozy, that's going to be I guess a symbol of just rest. So you don't have to follow along. Your eyes can open or close as needed. You can drift off to sleep. That's okay. We're going to be making slow progress each episode. Here I'm just getting started laying the foundation for my little woodland cottage. Just going to be a simple rectangular one. And in between episodes I've been reading the wiki and learning how to decorate, but that's not the biggest important part of these episodes. The biggest important part is that I want to help create something that I wish that I had, and that was just to have a place to hang out, to rest, to vent in the comments, or to commiserate with others. And most importantly, to sleep knowing that whoever's on the other side of YouTube knows what I've gone through and how tired I am. Believe me, I know. And it doesn't have to be just for caregivers. Nurses are caregivers, PSWs, CCNAs, nurses' aides, whatever they're called in your areas, any kind of healthcare staff, or any support staff. Even family and friends count as support staff if they've had to help. You know? And if you're one of them, I got you. So put your feet up if you can, or get yourself into the cozy corner of the couch, or your bed, or your recliner, wherever you're resting. Don't let yourself get chilled. Have a blanket if you can. You are allowed to rest just as much as the people that you take care of. And I know sometimes well-meaning people try to say things like, oh, rest, keep yourself strong. You have to stay strong for the family, or you have to stay strong for your friends. Which is true, and they're being well-meaning by it, but you have to rest so that you can stay strong enough to take care of yourself. Your health matters as well. It really does. I know sometimes it's really hard to focus on yourself, and so many things get in the way. This appointment, that appointment. You have to take care of this chore, and this disaster happened, and this emergency happened. And if all you can do is just take this 1 hour with me and hang out with us, that's perfectly fine. That's wonderful. And thank you for sharing your time with me to rest here. And all these things that I'm mentioning, I'm also saying it to myself, because I have to remind myself too to stay hydrated, take my vitamins, take my medications, make sure that I'm well. It's surprisingly easy to forget to take care of oneself. It really is. Because we're just so used to being go, go, go. But tonight we've got 1 hour to work on this cottage. And I'm just building this cottage from a very distant childhood memory of my grandparents' cottage. I barely remember it. I don't have any pictures of it. I'm just remembering from childhood. I remember a lot of dark wood paneling, a lot of oak. And it had a grayish roof. So we'll be working on that in a little while. But for now, I'm just going around and trying to get supplies. But again, like I said, this isn't a tutorial. This is just me relaxing and then hanging out with you folks. And thank you to whoever's watching this and resting with me. Sometimes if you have to be strong all day, even just letting yourself be for 1 hour, it's okay to be tired of being strong. Let yourself recuperate too. And like I said before, you don't have to have it all figured out. Just rest, just breathe. We're in this together. Keeping you company. I won't be telling you what to do tonight or how to run your life. I just want to sit here with you for a while as well. The one thing I learned that sometimes the kindest thing isn't a solution, isn't some hint or tip or some groundbreaking advice. It's just someone staying close beside you while you do your thing, or while you just sit there thinking or just processing the day, or letting your mind just go, whoa. Let me just process how the day went. My gosh. And if you're like me, you might be having little replays of how your day went, or rehashing everything, or having doubts, or rethinking play by play how the day went. Just know you did the best you could. You don't have to be hard on yourself. Just rest. You did what you could. One of the things that I do remember about my grandparents' cottage was it wasn't large. It was very simple, but it was safe. As small as I was, somehow I knew that once the sun went down, we could all rest and relax, and it was safe to be tucked away in there. And that's the feeling and the vibe that I'll be going for as I'm building this new cottage here. Safe, cozy, comfortable. And then after it's all done, planting lots of trees and lots of little mushrooms around it. And shrubbery, I do remember that much. Lots of shrubs there were. And I remember my grandfather going early in the morning with my mom to go pick mushrooms. Grandpa had a real knack. He knew which ones were the safe ones and which ones weren't good to eat, and he and Mom would always go and get some. But yeah, they would have to go into the shrubbery in certain spots and look for old trees that fell down and whatnot. So yeah, I'll be working on that episode by episode. But the important part isn't what I'm building here. Although it will be fun, and please feel free to leave a comment if you wish. Or any ideas or any feedback. I'd love to hear from you. Or just let me know how your day went. Feel free to share if you so wish. No pressure. You don't have to if you don't want to, but if you'd like to let it all out, feel free to just let it out in the comments. It's okay. Or you can just say hello. Today was hard. You don't have to explain it to me or anyone. I already understand. I really do. So let yourself settle in. Release the tension in your jaw. If you're still clenching your jaw, now is the time to drop your shoulders. Move your neck a little bit. Let your shoulders drop. Let your neck muscles relax. Let your jaw muscles relax. Close your eyes if you wish. Wherever you are right now, the couch, your bed, a chair, floor cushions even. Whatever works, let your body sink into it a little more. Just relax your whole body. Even I'm remembering to roll my shoulders a little bit as I'm thinking about this right now. Even I have to. I do that so often. My shoulders just go up, 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 almost up to my ears. I don't even notice it usually. And I wonder why sometimes I get tension headaches. It's like, oh yes, because I've been clenching my jaw for hours. My shoulders have been up. I haven't leaned back and taken a deep breath. I do that at work sometimes, just lean forward too much, staring at all the spreadsheets on my computer, and before you know it, I've been squinting at that thing. Well, not squinting, but you know how it is. You just get into your work or you get into whatever task you're doing, and then an hour later you just realize you haven't moved or relaxed your muscles. So here's your reminder to move and relax those muscles a little bit. And I know, easier said than done. Just do the best you can. You'll feel better. For the next little while, remember that nothing needs you. Not your to-do list, not any chores. They can just wait for a little bit longer. You handled all the emergencies. You did great at it. You handled all the urgent stuff. Take a deep breath and exhale. Deep breath and exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Unclench your jaw. Let your tongue rest away from the roof of your mouth. Good stuff. The other thing that I remember about my grandparents' cottage is it didn't have a musty smell, but I do remember the smell of the wood. It wasn't cedar. I do remember when I was older asking my mom, and she said no, it was just regular oak and maple wood. So the cottage wood didn't have any cedar planks or anything like that, but it just had this outdoorsy, I don't know how to describe it, just a healthy outdoorsy smell to it, like just wood, fresh air. You could smell all the greenery in the background. Now, I don't remember it ever raining when I would visit the cottage, but I mean, again, I was so little, but I can imagine that probably when it rained, it must have smelled so nice and so fresh. So if you have a happy memory of some place that you visited before, or you've seen pictures of, or any safe place that makes you smile, go ahead, give it a thought, bring it into your memory. And I'll continue here building on my memory. And thank you for hanging out with me and keeping me company as well. I know as this channel will slowly grow on YouTube, and more folks will hopefully get to see this, be kind of really fun to hear everybody's stories in the comments, or just to say hello, have a little bit of company. But yeah, the build is coming along. Getting the foundation put in. I remember lots of little windows, kind of evenly spaced. There, I think that's it. And like I said, if you drift off, that's perfectly fine. The whole purpose of this is to relax. You don't have to follow along. You don't have to track my voice. If you're drifting in and out, that's okay. Notice your hands, your wrists, your fingers. If you're accidentally clenching them, release your hands. Let them just go. Let them go soft. You've done enough with them today. Let your fingers relax. There's nowhere else you need to be right now. Unclench your jaw a little bit more. Let's just rest while I mine for some cobblestone so that I can start working on the framing for the roof. But yes, so to sort of get back into my backstory a little bit, to share how I got here, my folks were quite a lot older than me. They had myself and my brother later in life. And yeah, unbeknownst to them, and even with their best efforts, they did get quite ill in the last 5 years. And we were thrown into this unexpected role of being full-time caregivers to take care of them. And we did home care because at the time there were no available spots in a nursing home. So one of the things that I learned very quickly was that, yes, if I didn't regulate my energy and didn't sleep well and didn't eat well, it made everything 1,000 times harder. And it also helps to have somebody, who knows what it's like, who's been there and who's lived through it. And I know you're doing the best that you can. And I'll keep you company. And it's tempting sometimes to just want to grind through it or to push through it. And the thought, the mindset of, I can grit my teeth and get through this, or I'll have more energy tomorrow. But it's, depending on the situation, it's a long play. And once I realized, and once the family realized that it's going to end up being years instead of just a few weeks, then the mindset shifted of, okay, I'm not perfect. I am not by any stretch. I'm not like an Olympic athlete. But how do I survive? How do I rest? How do I recharge my own batteries so that I can be helpful day in and day out as needed? That's definitely one thing that this channel will be. This is definitely not a hustle channel or a channel to give a million hints and tips for caregivers. This is a safe space for anybody, a caregiver, a parent, a student, anybody who's got a stressful occupation. Goodness, whoever you are more than welcome here. Maybe you're not a caregiver, but maybe you know somebody who is. Or maybe you're also recharging your energy so you could be helpful to another caregiver in your life. Maybe you're the support to the support. We're all in this together for sure. And everybody has different situations and different circumstances, but the one thing that I hope for this channel is that whoever watches this feels welcome, feels safe, and feels supported. Let's take another slow, deep breath. Breathe in. And as you're breathing out, let your muscles just relax. Feel your eyelids getting heavy. Just let go. It's okay. I'm just mining a little bit of sand, and I'll be turning that sand into glass. So you can rest while I do that. If you have any memories of a special place or cottage or anywhere that you visited in the past that's brought you joy, yeah, let your mind wander there. Let your mind go to that lovely memory. Go to that happy place in your mind. Whether it was the beach or fishing or even a restaurant or a shopping mall with your friends. Could be anything. Whatever is a happy memory. And if you're not sleepy yet, that's okay. If you've been following along me building, that's awesome. Good stuff. Just putting in some glass for the windows. Trying to sort of recreate it how I remember it. Maybe a few more windows than my grandparents had, but close enough. It'll be enough to see outside, let the sun shine in. I might raise them later on and make them a little bit taller, but for now they're good. I do remember just having square windows at grandma's and grandpa's, just enough to see outside. And at night, yeah, we would turn off all but just a little flashlight inside. And then we would look out the window to see if we could see the fireflies. Some people call them lightning bugs. Our family called them fireflies. And they seem to be just hop skipping, kind of happily floating from tree to tree and from shrub to shrub. Just like a little dance. was much too young to go out there and catch them and put them in the jar. But I really do remember seeing them and just seeing them bobbing up and down, blinking away. Cute little blinking bugs. And they would go for hours. They usually started right after about the sun went down, so right around 9, 10 o'clock at night. Of course, I tried to stay awake, but being little, I couldn't stay awake very long, but I do remember trying to see them as long as I could. And I always used to wonder, what are they going on about? Are they talking to themselves? Are they doing some sort of little project? Are they looking for food? What do lightning bugs do at night? I used to wonder. And yeah, it was always right around June or July and a little bit into August. So right around this time, I'd always try to see if I could see what they're up to. Some would blink a little bit faster, some would blink a little bit slower, but it's always so fun to watch. You know, as long as there's a little bit of light somewhere, for the rest of it, it can be dark. And there's something peaceful about the dark. When you know you're safe somewhere inside, just kind of like I was in that cottage. The door was locked. We'd lock the door. Just tucked in, looking out the window, getting ready to get sleepy. The stars twinkling in the night sky too. The Big Dipper and the Pleiades were always my favorite to find as a child. I think maybe just because it was the easiest for me to recognize. Did you like looking at the stars as a child? Or lightning bugs? Feel free to let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what some nice memories of childhood, if you wish to share, if you want to. But for now, just let yourself keep unwinding. Let any thoughts of the day just pass by like the clouds in the sky. Just let them float on by. Your mind will sort it out. You'll be okay. And it's okay to just exist right now. You can be in your pajamas or tucked in already. Yeah, you don't have to be formal with any of us here. It's fine. The important thing is that you were resilient. You made it through today as best you could. And whatever you were doing, whether it was studying or you have a difficult job for your career or your circumstances are tough or you just had a rough day, you made it through. You did the best you could. And that matters. Even if no one said so, I'm telling you so. You did the best you could. You did a good job. I'm going to continue building, and I think I'm just going to get quieter and quieter as we get closer and closer to the end of the video. I'm even reminding myself to wiggle my toes and make ankle circles to relax my legs. I actually put a pillow under my elbows so that I can rest a little bit, so the tension can come off my upper back. So you do the same, whatever you need to do to make yourself comfortable, whether it's pillows or blankets, whatever you have, foam wedges, or however you get yourself comfortable. You do what's best for you. Just let your muscles relax. And I'm practicing what I'm preaching. You probably heard me yawning, so even I'm getting myself sleepy, which is good. I really do need to catch up on some rest this weekend. And another yawn. Just letting it all come down and relax. Here comes the rain. So I'm going to go quiet now. With the sounds of the rain, and I'll pick some soft music to keep lulling you to sleep. Just let the sounds carry you the rest of the video. And remember, sleep well, rest well. You're not doing this alone. I'll see you in the next episode. We'll continue working on this cottage. Continue building this community little by little and supporting each other. Thank you for hanging out with me. Good night.